Level 1, Terrified Street Soul. The roar of the crowded marketplace shatters your desperate calm as you reach for the merchant's coin purse with trembling fingers. You wake bruised and bleeding in a filthy alley after your first clumsy grab, the taste of fear, cheap ale, and copper blood thick on your tongue. The city pulses like a living beast, vendors shouting, carriage wheels clattering, church bells clanging, and the heavy boots of the watch echoing too close. You slip through narrow gaps between bodies, heart hammering against your ribs, your stolen half-loaf tasting like ash as guilt and hunger tear at your gut. Every shadow could hide a guard's lantern. As night falls like a dirty curtain, the slums awaken fully. Flickering oil lamps cast dancing shadows on wet cobblestones, rats scurry over rotting vegetables, and a low growl from a drunkard echoes far too near. You huddle behind a broken barrel, shaking uncontrollably, whispering desperate prayers while cold rain hammers the rooftops above. This is your first endless night in the underworld, and the terrifying truth sinks in. No rescue is coming. No one even knows your name. You are now a thief, or you are caught. Level 2, Desperate Scavenger. You survive that first brutal night somehow. But hunger and exhaustion now gnaw at you like the city itself is trying to swallow you whole. The air stays thick with chimney smoke, horse dung, and the sour stench of open sewers as you crawl through garbage heaps behind the tavern, desperately licking rainwater from broken gutters and tasting weevil-infested crusts only after the alley cats have sniffed them first. Your hands bleed from jagged glass while you drag torn canvas and splintered crates to build a hidden nest beneath a rotting bridge that barely keeps the wind off your shivering body. One desperate dawn, you spot a dropped silver coin near the fishmonger's stall. With shaking hands, you snatch it, hide it in your mouth, and buy a single stale loaf despite the baker's suspicious glare. Yet the tiny burst of strength lets you keep moving. The constant clatter of hooves and sudden whistles keep your nerves razor-sharp. Every alley feels like a blade waiting to strike. A burly guard's lantern freezes you in place for long, terrifying minutes, forcing you to press flat against the wall until he passes. Still, a fragile spark of determination flickers inside you. You made it through another savage day. You start carving tiny marks on brick walls to remember safe routes, whispering to yourself that you are no longer just prey, though the city laughs at the thought with another patrol marching past. Level 3, Resourceful Lockpicker. Your fingers grow calloused and your instincts sharpen as you begin fighting back against the city instead of just hiding from it. Using a stolen hairpin as a tool and bits of bent wire as picks, you learn to open simple padlocks on market stalls at night, weaving through crowds with newfound grace. The pure satisfaction of a full belly for the first time in weeks warms you deeper than any fire could. You learn to read which pockets bulge with coin and discover which rooftops offer the fastest escape routes. Yet danger never sleeps. One midnight, a rival thief tries to cut your throat in a dark courtyard, nearly throwing you off a rain-slick roof. You wake gasping as you cling to the ledge, heart exploding. The city is teaching its harshest lessons now, and you are finally listening, turning from a helpless urchin into someone who can carve out a fragile place among the shadows. Each small victory, a picked lock, a warm blanket from a clothesline, builds a quiet confidence, even as the patrols continue to hunt and unseen eyes watch from the rooftops. Level 4, Shadow Forager. Calluses cover your palms and your eyes now scan every crowd and street with purpose instead of panic. You confidently identify easy marks, safe houses, and hidden alleys by the way people walk and the patterns of lantern light, avoiding the ones that once nearly got you arrested. After days of painful trial and error, bruises, failed attempts, and narrow escapes, you finally master the art of blending in, striking sparks of opportunity until a plan forms and a precious score is made in a quiet noble's courtyard during a festival. The first warm meal you lift from a distracted merchant's table feels like a personal victory against the entire city. Its aroma of roasted meat and fresh bread pushes back the hunger while you savor every bite in a hidden cellar. The smell of cooked food fills the damp night air and sends strength surging back into your tired muscles. You are no longer merely enduring the thief's life, you are starting to claim small pieces of it, building a tiny network of fences and safe spots that feels almost like power. Still, the distant clatter of approaching guards reminds you that true mastery is still many hard, painful lessons away, and you sleep with one eye open beside your growing stash of coins. Level 5, Raider of the Streets. You step into a new realm of survival, crafting your first proper tools, a set of lockpicks from stolen nails, and a dagger from a broken kitchen knife lashed tight with leather. Crouching silently in a dark doorway at dusk, you wait motionless for hours, muscles burning, until you slip through an open window and claim your first real prize. The thrill of gold coins, silver candlesticks, and fine silk rushing through your veins like liquid fire. You set simple ambushes for careless nobles and learn to move through mansions with growing quietness, bare feet reading every creaking floorboard. Scars from knives, falls, and close calls now mark your body like hard-earned badges of honor. The endless city no longer feels only like an enemy. It is slowly revealing its secrets to you, the survivor bold enough to take them. Larger gangs have noticed your rising presence, though, and you now sleep with your dagger never far from your side, the balance of power shifting ever so slightly in your favor with each successful job. Level 6, Skilled Infiltrator. Your senses have become razor-sharp weapons, reading the city like an open book written in crowds, shadows, guard patterns, and the smell of fear. Fresh footprints in the mud tell you exactly who passed and how recently. Distant bells, lantern swings, and cloud reflections guide your steps with new confidence across rooftops, sewers, and servant passages. You craft better tools, a stronger lockpick set from stolen steel, a reliable grappling hook, and a silenced blade from a blacksmith's scrap, and navigate using the moon's position, crowd flows, and moss on northern walls. When a guard dog lunges without warning from the darkness, your reflexes snap fast enough to silence it and end the threat cleanly. The constant fear has transformed into focused alertness, and you feel a deepening respect for the wild city that once tried to destroy you. You move almost silently now, part thief and part ghost of the night, though one careless moment could still send everything crashing down in an instant. Level 7, Shadow Warrior. Your body is now lean, powerful, and covered in scars that tell the full story of every heist won against the city and its predators. You face down serious threats head-on, a prowling rival gang leader in a heart-stopping standoff where you stand your ground with blade raised until he backs away. A sudden city-wide manhunt that forces you to hide in the sewers for days, and an infected wound you treat successfully with medicinal herbs found in an abandoned apothecary. You defend your growing reputation fiercely, expanding your influence with smarter jobs and stronger alliances. When a treacherous fence tries to betray you in a chaotic, bloody confrontation, you drive them off with steel, cunning, and a roar of pure defiance. Pride burns hot in your chest as you stand atop a high rooftop under a sky full of stars, the city's full symphony of bells, footsteps, and distant shouts rising around you. You are no longer fighting just to survive. You are becoming a true force in the underworld, respected and feared in equal measure by every shadow who hears your name. Level 8, Master of the Underbelly. The city has become your domain rather than your prison. You command a network of hidden safe houses, secret passages, loyal fences, and small planted gardens of informants in key neighborhoods where you cultivate information and opportunities. Your deep knowledge of guard routes, crowd tides, and hidden entrances lets you strike anywhere and vanish like smoke. Most criminals now give your mark a wide berth, sensing the apex predator you have grown into. The patrols, the endless crowded streets, and the constant threat of betrayal no longer break you. They are simply part of the rhythm you have learned to ride like an old friend. You thrive where others would perish in days, moving across the city with quiet power. Yet you remain eternally vigilant. The city is never fully tamed, only respected with unyielding caution and hard-won wisdom. Level 9, Lord of the Shadows. You now command respect across thousands of streets and alleys that you know as intimately as your own heartbeat. You move like a living shadow between districts and high society, harvesting wealth without waste and expanding your hidden stronghold deep within the forgotten catacombs, complete with fortified hideouts, reliable spy networks, and hidden treasure vaults. Rival crews avoid open confrontation entirely, and even the few corrupt officials who cross your path speak of you later with wary awe after witnessing your unmatched skill. Your body and mind work in perfect harmony with the city's pulse, crowds, guards, seasons, and secrets, all bending to the thief you have forged through blood and steel. Very few threats remain that can truly shake you, yet you never grow complacent. True mastery means understanding that the city always holds one final, hidden danger in reserve, waiting for the day you might forget its power. Level 10, Legend of the Underworld. You stand high on the balcony of your legendary hidden mansion, the undisputed legend of the Underworld, overlooking the vast concrete kingdom that once tried to claim your life and nearly succeeded. The same wild city that terrified you on that first desperate night now obeys your quiet command, providing endless riches, safe havens, loyal crews, and absolute freedom. You have built a hidden empire of fortified safe houses, unstoppable operations, cultivated alliances, and total mastery over your domain, a place where you live in perfect balance with the dangerous, beautiful world you conquered. Stories of the mysterious thief who became one with the night may someday reach the history books, but you no longer care about that old life of poverty, laws, and fear. The crowds keep flowing, the bells still toll in the distance, the wind still whispers its eternal secrets. Yet now it is all yours, the dark, dangerous, breathtaking dream of total freedom finally realized in the heart of the city you have become. You are no longer a stranger here. You are the shadows.